Good morning. HomeZada is a digital home management platform, and our mission in life is to empower homeowners to manage their largest financial assets. A little bit about the team. Myself, Elizabeth, and David all worked together at a previous company that I had started called Meridian Systems. Called Meridian Systems, and the team went through the entire life cycle of a startup, from bootstrapping, getting profitable, raising corporate and venture capital, growing a global business, ultimately selling to a public company called Trimble. And the three of us realized we were passionate entrepreneurs and wanted to do another startup. So the problem that we're solving is most homeowners, their house is their largest financial asset, and they're losing money, eroding the value, and really not organized about how to manage all the different aspects of the home. So the key problems that they face is most homeowners are underinsured and not prepared for a fire or disaster. You're over budget on your monthly utility costs because your home's not very efficient, and you get surprised with unexpected fix-it costs because things aren't being properly maintained. You go off and do a home remodel project, you end up being way over budget on those kitchen and bathroom remodels. You really no central visibility into where all the spending is on your house. And then 7 years from now, when you decide to sell your house, you really have got no way of online differentiating your house versus your competitors down the street who are trying to sell the same house. And we've got market validation. We did a survey with HGTV, who surveyed all of their homeowners across the country. And they were surprised at how high the statistics were as it relates to consumers and homeowners who were looking for a tool that helped them manage remodel projects, have a maintenance schedule, remind them of these things, have a system to track your home inventory, and sort of a place to store all these documents so that you can use them when you decide to sell your house. So HomeZada has solved this solution with what we refer to as a digital home management platform. Think of it like a personal finance asset management tool that's specific to your house. And really what we've done is we've created a mobile and an online platform that really combines multiple apps, data, content, and recommendations to really empower you as the homeowner to ultimately save money, improve the value of your home, and be better organized. A little bit about the product. So for instance, you can log in and create an account. You log in, you go to the dashboard. Here's where we are surfacing all these recommendations, right? We're going to remind you of every month of the things that you should be doing to maintain your house. We're going to give you recommendations about when things are going to be expiring in terms of warranties and those kinds of things. The inventory is basically the ability to upload all the photos and documents about your house, primarily for either A, insurance purposes, but candidly we have a lot of people doing it for estate planning purposes, especially our customers that are in sort of the 50, 60, 70-year range. They're using that to sort of document all the things inside their house from an estate planning perspective. The maintenance piece is we're going to automatically create a calendar for you, so we're going to remind you of those things that you either A, forget to do, or B, don't even know you should be doing. And then on the home improvement piece, we've got templates that are going to guide you through the budget, shopping, cost management, before and after photo, warranty tracking of all your home remodel projects. A little bit about the size of the market in the US. There's 120 million homeowners that we can go after trying to sell this personal finance tool. On average, about 5 million homes get bought and sold every year. So there's that marketing component of how much people spend money on marketing. And there's probably even greater than 1 million local and national advertisers who want to get a product in front of a homeowner when they actually need it, whether it's a physical product or a digital product kind of mentality. And we also know that this is a global opportunity because of our customer base. We have customers in 8 different international countries, and we don't even do any international marketing yet. So we know it's a pretty big opportunity. How do we go to market? We've been going to market as a traditional business-to-consumer B2C company through digital marketing strategies, basically driving people to our site, getting them to sign up and convert and actually use the product. But one of the unique aspects of this business is this sort of B2B2C partnering opportunity that we have. And let me walk you through this slide a little bit. If you look at the very light blue section, you as the consumer, you buy a house and you work with a real estate agent to buy a house. And then you work with a mortgage agent to get you a mortgage. Then an insurance company to buy an insurance policy. Then a handyman or somebody to come out and fix something on your house. Then a contractor to come do the kitchen remodel. Then your utility and your service and your security company to sort of automate that. And then you're always looking for all these different ideas. And really HomeZada is down here at the bottom, basically providing you this mobile online app to aggregate and sort of manage all this sort of financial data about your house. But the unique partnering aspect is all of these industries have approached us in the last year wanting to partner with us with one common thread. These businesses are transactional in nature. I sell you an insurance policy, I don't talk to you until a year later when I send you a new bill. Hope you don't notice that I've raised your rates. they're coming to us with the concept of, I need to build an ongoing digital relationship with my client. So we've got proposals out to insurance companies, mortgage companies, basically looking at they look at us as a marketing tool to sort of build that ongoing relationship with the customers. In terms of our business model, we are a freemium subscription fee direct with consumers, so they can get the home inventory for free, or a premium subscription fee of $59. Businesses can provide this as a gift to their customers for $50 a year. And then obviously we've got visions over building out an advertising model, so future revenue streams would be advertising, lead gen, and even data services kinds of revenue streams. In terms of who our competitors are, there's lots of individual companies that are focused on the home inventory. If you go to the App Store and search home inventory, you'll probably find 20 or 30 home inventory ones. And media companies will oftentimes give you recommendations over what to do to your house, but nobody has combined all of that into one sort of app. The inventory, the management, the remodels, that whole financial piece. So really what's more important for us is the adjacent markets of people that we can partner with. So people like the service provider platforms like Home Advisor, Angie's List, or the real estate portals, or even the personal finance tools. These become all partnership opportunities for us. In terms of traction to date, we've proven that this is a Main Street America product. Why? We've got people in all 50 states representing all 4 homeowning generations, from millennials to Xers, boomers, silent generation. And not only that, but greater than 10% are actually signing up for our premium subscription fee. And so we look at that as a proof point, given our 23,000 users, highly engaged when they sign up. They're usually logging in 3 or 4 times a month at 10 minutes per session. And we also signed our first strategic marketing deal with a division of AT&T called Digital Life. They do home automation and security, and they want to market us to their customers to, again, stay sticky with their customers. We've also got a great pipeline of other companies. We've got proposals, like I said, out to a bunch of insurance companies. Started having discussions with Lowe's and HDC as another sort of marketing angle. And when I look at the milestones that we've achieved as a company, we've built a great team, we've built the platform, market validation, proven traction, and a scalable model, and we've previously raised $2 million, where both the founders and some angels put in some additional monies. In conclusion, we think we've got a fantastic business opportunity and ready to scale the business. We're at the point where we're continuing to look at these strategic partnerships as a way to scale the business, as well as raising a $3 million Series A round. So with that, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
So as always, to kick off the Q&A, what can we as a community do to help you and HomeZada?
Sure. 2 things. One, if you're a homeowner, go to the App Store and download the app and sign up for it kind of mentality. And share that information with all your neighbors and those kinds of things. I suppose the other aspect of it is back to that previous slide where I talked about all these different business partnership opportunities. If anybody has any relationships, primarily in either the real estate or mortgage space, as potential partners for us, that's probably a huge angle that could be helpful to us. Meaning none of the founders come from any one of these industries, so we don't have any pre-existing relationships in those industries, so we're having to build those from scratch ourselves. So anybody who can introduce us to, a real estate company or a mortgage company who'd be looking for kind of a marketing platform to communicate to their customers with would be of value to us.
Have you had any contact with Zillow or Trulia or Redfin, any of those online?
We've had early discussions with some of them at the very early stages, yes. Part of them look at us as a complementary thing. Part of them think we may be competitive. I mean, candidly, we think we're complementary because those are great platforms to go to find when you're going to buy or sell a house. Really, that's not our sweet spot. Our sweet spot is the 7 years that you're going to be living in the house, managing all those aspects of it, and so we think it would be a great partnership opportunity.
It seems like a nice value add they could offer the people upon signing,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and because I know all the contracts are now done digitally. There's no more going into the office and signing 4,000 papers.
Exactly.
So the install of the application would be a natural at that point.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I don't think we probably just haven't found the right people yet to sort of have that kind of discussion. But so if you guys sort of have any relationships or contacts, that would be great. Yeah.
Do you have any additional functionality for landlords? So, for instance, I, as a homeowner, yes, I would find this product terrific because it might help me with that. Imagine somebody who has 10, 15 homes that he or she rents out and multiply the amount of stuff that they have to take care of or think about.
Yes, we do. There is a professional version of HomeZada just for that purpose. And the professional version is essentially allows a professional to create one account but have unlimited number of homes in that account. And that oftentimes to date has been people who are servicing homeowners on behalf of, they're like concierge maintenance companies or property management companies. So they can create 10 different properties for 10 different clients, and there's even a sharing function where I could share it with each one of my individual clients. So you as the property manager are sharing in real time the data about each specific client's house.
What about management companies of condos or apartment buildings? Do you think that they themselves have some sort of homegrown thing, or that would be an option as well for them?
Don't know the answer to that question yet. I mean, you know, if you're looking at a full-blown condo, high-rise kind of mentality, you've got a lot of other sort of infrastructure as it relates to that particular building that may not necessarily be home-related. And it really probably depends on the association and who's responsible for managing what aspects of the condo itself, your unit versus the common sort of space. Probably not enough research on our part to sort of really answer that question yet. Yes, ma'am.
What's your growth like in terms of users annually, and what's the biggest barrier to continued growth of users?
Yeah, our growth is probably about 100 to 200% a year in terms of annual growth in terms of users. But candidly, that growth has been limited by the amount of dollars we've been applying to try and acquire consumers. So when I look at sort of both the dollars and the time of what we've been spending our efforts on, we've spent 80% of our time and effort on building out the platform over the last 2 or 3 years, and 20% of our time actually going to market and trying to prove that there's a customer base here. So in my mind, it's sort of, we know that the model works. I know that if I spend X dollars in marketing, I can get X number of users to our site. 10% are going to sign up for free, 10% are going to sign up for premium, and that sort of model works. Now it's sort of scaling that model to go from 23,000 users to 50 to 100 to 1 million to 5 million is either going to take a significant amount of capital up at the top of the funnel in terms of marketing dollars, or a strategic partnership with like an insurance company who already has 1 million policyholders. And for them, it's an incremental marketing campaign of sending an email campaign to those 1 million policyholders and saying, hey, do you want to use a tool like HomeZada to actually manage your house? That becomes a much more cost-effective way for us to acquire new users and grow. But we have to architect what I call the three-way win. At the end of the day, the consumer has to use the tool, so they have to win. The insurance company has to win in that, so what's the value proposition for them? And then clearly HomeZada also has to win. So that's part of the exciting part that we're involved in, basically talking to all the major insurance companies right now, or in our pipeline.
Just to bounce off of that, from an insurance standpoint, what is their value added?
Yeah, so the value add, a couple of things for them is, number one is they're all looking for client engagement, meaning insurance companies tend to not have a very good relationship with their customer, right? You end up buying insurance usually when you buy a home, and then if you don't make any claims, you don't have any ongoing relationship with them. So you look at switching. A lot of consumers switch from one insurance company to another. Just pay attention this weekend when you watch some of the television, how many insurance companies have insurance commercials, and they're all basically trying to get people to switch. So the value proposition to them, one is I'm providing you a value add, because a home insurance policy is now considered a commodity, right? People can buy it online even without an agent. So it's a value add, but also it gets down to insurance companies know that homeowners who are diligent in maintaining their home are less likely to file claims, right? So if you know how to drain your hot water heater once a year, which most homeowners don't know you should do, the odds of your hot water heater breaking and flooding your house tend to go down, which means you're reducing your claims if you're the insurance company because you've got a well-educated homeowner.
And just a follow-up question, you mentioned real estate or mortgage companies and insurance. Are you looking for brokers or insurance companies, large scale, small scale?
So at least in terms of where we are today on the insurance side, we were fortunate to go to an insurance technology show where we basically met the 10 major insurance companies from Allstate to State Farm to Liberty Mutual. So we're talking to all those people, so we were fortunate to sort of get contacts there. Now we're sort of looking for the equivalent at either an agent, broker, or sort of national level on the real estate and mortgage side. We've had a few mortgage companies already approach us with the sort of same thing, especially the ones that are banks that do more than just mortgage lending. Maybe their first introduction to a consumer is a mortgage, but they want to upgrade you to something else, an auto loan or a bank or a credit card. And it's the same sort of dynamic, which is here's your mortgage, but also here's a tool to actually help you manage your house. And I forgot to mention this piece. The professionals, they get branding inside the app. So if you were the insurance company or the mortgage company and you gave this to your client and your client's logging into HomeZada 3 or 4 times a month, every time they log in, they see a banner ad from that particular partner that said HomeZada was provided to you by State Farm, Allstate, whatever. And so you're constantly building that brand recognition over time. Yes,
I
ma'am.
apologize if I missed this, but when people buy your program, when they pay for it,
Yes.
what's the re-up rate? How many people come back?
Sure. Yeah, we're kind of at about 75% of them sort of renew, and the choices that the customer has are you can pay $5.95 a month or $59 a year. So it's a relatively inexpensive subscription fee. It's probably less than your Starbucks bill on an annual basis. But we do get pretty good renewal rates, and they're continuing to improve. As we've continued to build more and more functionality into the product, we've seen our renewal rates increase because there's more and more functionality that we keep putting into the product.
So you have a very satisfied customer base. Have you thought of ways of rewarding them for referrals?
Yeah, there is, there's ways that we could sort of implement the ability for them to be able to market this to, their friends and family, and in exchange for that, get some sort of discounts. So that is definitely on the horizon to kind of implement that from a sort of rewards mechanism. It's just been a function of we haven't gotten to it yet, but yeah.
I imagine the customers have to upload all their receipts or documents or whatever work they've had done into the program.
Yes.
Do they have a way of getting that back whenever they want to, or does that kind of stay with the program? Like, for example, I know DocuSign, once if you didn't download it on the spot, like, you're good luck getting that back.
Right. So, yeah, 2 things. One is when you sign up, we try to create a lot of the data for you. So, like, for instance, on the home inventory side, we're going to create a generic home inventory because we're going to guess all the items in your house. Now you're going to personalize it by uploading your photos, but we also create the maintenance calendar for you and all these other things. But as it relates to the photos and documents, yeah, once you upload them, you can download them anytime you want, and we even provide you kind of a zip file where if you wanted to sort of get your own personal backup and even export it to an Excel spreadsheet if you wanted to. And that function you can do anytime you want as the consumer. Yep.
So I noticed you had Angie's List up there on one of your slides.
Yes.
Will you guys provide preferred vendors for certain geographic areas that you recommend for improvements, construction?
So that is essentially what we're working on right now as it relates to part of our both product and partnering strategy, meaning our system will remind you once a year it's time to drain the hot water heater.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say half of the homeowners will figure out how to do it themselves because we've curated a little video in there. The other half of consumers would want to push a button and say, find a plumber in St. Louis for me.
Mm-hmm.
So part of that strategy is we want to be able to approach these service providers and sort of build their widget into our app so that essentially the homeowner can initiate that I want to find a service provider directly from within our app at the time that our app said it's time to drain the hot water heater.
Yeah.
So we're really trying to sort of enable the connection to the homeowner to be able to find these products and services by embedding those platforms.
Cool. And then follow up, do you plan to monetize the freemium version through like advertising when you get to a certain level of installs?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's part of, the business becomes more valuable, obviously, the more users we get, but it also becomes the opportunity to monetize in different ways. So clearly, I think that's kind of one of the unique aspects of the business, which is, if I go back, there's an appendix slide here that I didn't get to, but I think it's important, which gets into essentially what we have here is a unique set of data, right? If I know where you live, and I know the things inside your house, and I know your intent, especially as it relates to projects, and I know seasonal timing issues, that subset of data becomes very unique as it relates to targeting. So for instance, if I know your house is 20 years old in Minnesota and your HVAC units are about to go out, Train and Carrier and Lowe's and Home Depot and the local HVAC guys are all going to want to get a recommended style ad in front of you in our news feed that says, you know, hey Brian, your thing's about to go out, maybe you should click on here to get an energy efficient unit.
Yep.
But that same model applies to lots of things for your house, right? It's sort of on the home improvement side. A lot of our customers, especially for kitchen and bathroom remodels, it usually takes people about 2 to 6 months to plan what they want versus what they can afford. So they're kind of bookmarking Sub-Zero, GE, and Whirlpool. And they're deciding, am I going to spend $1,000 or $3,000 on a refrigerator? Again, if you've already bookmarked that, our system knows that, those brand manufacturers would probably want to get another ad in front of you as well.
Yep.
So there is a huge opportunity downstream to be able to sort of monetize this in kind of a recommended style way. Yes.
As far as like targeting mortgage people and real estate people, are you looking, I understand you're looking for partnership with like the large entities out there, but are you capable of, you know, a lot of real estate agents, for example, a lot of companies will sell things directly to real estate agents to give to their clients. Are you looking for partnership with smaller entities like that?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the professional version today, people can sign, I mean, there are real estate agents who literally sign up for the professional version today. They upload their photo and their broker logo, and then oftentimes in the real estate space, you're giving a closing gift to a client when they buy a house. Typically, the closing gift is a bottle of wine or a restaurant gift certificate that doesn't have any branding and has a 30-minute emotional value. Right, they can essentially now provide a 1-year subscription to HomeZada, which actually helps the client manage their house, but they get their branding displayed in front of them all the time. So even, I mean, even down to the individual agent level, or, you know, local brokerages are absolutely opportunities for us to engage in discussions, and would welcome introductions.
All right, I guess that's a wrap. Thanks, John.
Thank you very much.